Sorry, guys. We thought we had the sound set up here. Can you please let us know whether or not you can hear us?
Right, definitely check that rack.
Okay, thank you, Wayne. Sorry about that. Yeah, so sorry, guys. I'll just fill you in on what's happening here. We were supposed to have a three-man tournament going today and had almost enough for 8 teams, which would have been nice. Obviously, 20 some odd players. Um, we were short one or two players, and unfortunately, instead of those players sticking around to do a singles event, which we suggested, they decided to go somewhere else. So we are down and managed to scramble together 4 teams. So this might not be the longest day. We do appreciate everybody that's here with us. I myself was thrown on a team just to help make up the numbers, but may not be playing. I've had to take a bunch of painkillers and a muscle relaxant and see if it kicks in here in a bit, and if it does, and I can actually move my neck far enough back without too much pain, then I may play a little bit. Grant's had to jump on as well onto a team. Neither of us planned on playing today. We should have had at least enough to do a decent field for a singles tournament. This is all being done semi to help support Karen Doucette, who is with us today in the house. And we may see if we can get her to come and say hi here on the microphone a little bit later. Green fees from the events are all going to Karen. Karen is Norm Doucette's wife. She suffered a stroke not too long ago and is unable to work right now. And so we were trying to do what we could here as a community to help out a little bit. Kyle, yes, it is baclofen. It's not a very strong dose, so I don't think, because it doesn't seem to do anything for me. I am going for treatments, and I had one yesterday, and usually need 1 or 2 days to rest up, let things adjust and settle a bit. I played yesterday, which I think aggravated things. Again, that was to kind of make up the numbers for what we had going on, so I'm doing my part, but I really shouldn't be playing here. I need time to heal up. It's kind of a chronic condition, so it's been going on for a while. So Mike missing that 15 ball there on that left table. I set up the split screen just because it is 3-man teams, so wanted to show you what's going on. We'll try and get a score update here. Yeah, so do I, Sean. I just think it's personally very disappointing that so many people decided to leave just because they couldn't have their way and weren't willing to stick around and play. We could have had a nice, really nice 24-man or so singles event here today, which would have raised a little bit more money and would have given us a lot more action. But we appreciate everybody that's joined us, and if you have just joined us, please do share the stream. We'll have some draws coming up here in a little bit as well that will show you what's going on for. Yesterday we finished off the raffle on the Black OB Merry Widow that we had with the silver stitch rings. That should be shipping out sometime next week. Congratulations again on the winner. All right, Kyle, thank you. I will have a look at that. Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it. I just shared it to about 25, 26 different groups, so I may get into trouble for that. Apparently, Facebook doesn't like oversharers. Yeah, we have a fantastic community here. Very proud to be part of it. We do what we can. We do a lot. Oops, Mike. Oh, yeah. They both dropped at the same time there. So scratch and a turnover. And I don't even know if we have team names for this, guys. We'll try to figure something out here. So a little bit scrappy, but that's how pool goes sometimes as far as the organizing and what's going on. There are other events here in town, of course, so that's where most of the people decided to go. Hey, Patrick, how you doing? Thanks for joining us from the Lone Star State. We appreciate it. Texas has always been a home away from home for me. My daddy is buried just outside of Houston. With me being in Canada, that means I don't have to go and visit like I should as far as the site and see adopted family down there. But I absolutely love Texas. Yeah, Sean, I know exactly what you mean there, but it's okay, buddy. People got to do what they got to do. I'm just personally a little disappointed, that's all. But enough about that. Let's get back to the action here. Nice 8-ball there. So I'll see if we can get a score update here in just a second. On this right table, Michelle is putting away that 3-ball, and looks like she's got a nice shot on the 8 in the side. Thank you, Patrick. I try. Usually when I'm down in the States, I try and make a detour through there. There in Oklahoma City, usually swing by and see my buddy John Barton. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate you joining us. So it looks like we got Bob Leonard here, breaking away. Oh yeah, we got some fantastic talent here in the area. Calgary is a great hub for pool for the country, not just for our province, which is what you get the equivalent of you guys' states. We don't have as many provinces, but they are pretty big. Yeah, Wayne, pretty much everybody can shoot around here, which makes for good action. It's good training. You're constantly under pressure to perform and do your best. Otherwise, you're not going to make it to the top of this town's talent. So, Patrick, what do you play down there? What area of Texas are you in? Are you anywhere close to Houston or to Dallas, or are you further south? Or further north, I mean? Or maybe I should be saying further east or west, I guess. Yeah, Wayne. But we cover everything. We cover basically what's going. That's one of the things we think is a little bit different about us. We love to do the larger events, and we get plenty of offers. And when we can make it down there, as most of them are in the States, we will try to go, especially for next year. Next year, we are planning, if we can, to hit it really hard and do lots of large events. But we'll stream any caliber. We will come to a local in-house tournament down there somewhere in the States as well and stream it for the promotion as long as we can make it work with whoever's organizing everything. So if you know anybody that has events in the area, tours, in-house leagues, playoffs of any kind, let us know. Put us in touch, and we will try to make it down, especially if it's your neck of the woods, then you get a chance to meet us as well. North of San Antonio, okay. For me, Patrick, it was usually Dallas, Houston, Plano, just outside of Dallas. Oh, nice shot there by Bob Leonard. For VNA Ted, we are not going down as a crew just due to some logistics. Stephanie, who's Grant's wife, will be down there. She's been on the mic plenty, of course. And she will be doing some streams from her phone. Ben Francis is down there with his team playing in the Masters. So there will be a little bit of streaming that'll be going through our page. Patrick, just start talking to some, wherever it is, the local pool hall owners, anybody that's doing events, that type of stuff down there. If there's something that works, we'll talk to whoever's in charge and see if we can figure out a way for us to go down, figure out the dates, tie it in. We do have a couple of larger events coming up here very quickly, and after that, usually slows down just a little bit for the summer, but we're going to try and cover at least all the in-house action that we have at the local pool halls here. But if there's anything big going on, state championships, stuff like that, I know the timing's not great on that. Then if we can make it work, we'll get down there. And you can basically tell the venue owners we don't really charge for this. We don't even charge to be there and stream it. We just basically need help on accommodation, food, and maybe a little bit of travel costs, and that's it. So it can work out to be pretty cheap. I know we're going down to Montana for an event in September. We do have an event roster on our website. There are 2 calendars on there. There's an event calendar, which is just showing general information on tournaments, and then there's our streaming calendar, which shows where we'll be. And we are basically right now spending time talking to people, planning next year's route. On the website, there should be a gear section there, Ted. And under that gear, it just shows what we have, all our little shirts. I'll just pull up the site on my phone here as well and just have a quick look. Wayne, that depends. It would be a minimum of 2 of us, up to 4 of us, but Usually we pick up our own travel costs, but you know what? If we're driving down, we could do it with 4 of us as well. It all kind of depends, but you'd have a minimum of 2 people there all the time. So that would be Ben, myself, Grant, and Ryan, and any combination thereof. So Ted, on our website, if you go to qsportslive.com, there's a big red button up at the top that says CSL gear. And if you click on that, that will take you to all the different shirts. It cycles through some different colors there and different styles, and you can click on all the buttons for the color charts, and have a look at what it is we have to offer. There is an order form on there. In those blue boxes, you can see that there's men's and ladies' t-shirts, polo shirts, jackets, and hoodies. We do not have any baseball caps yet, but that's something we're working on. Well, looks like a missed 8 ball on this right table here. No problem, Ten. Appreciate it. Yeah, make sure you have a look. I believe you can also customize. You could have your own name added to that shirt if you wanted, for a little bit of customization. Show your support. We appreciate it. Sport that wherever you're going and take a picture, send it to us. If you take a picture of you wearing the shirt, you might get your face on the website or at least on our Facebook page as well. We do appreciate it. We need it. Because it's not a standard business model as you go as far as charging to do all these events. Every little bit from product sales and raffles helps us out to stay doing this, because it does cost. We don't really put a value on our time as far as that goes, just on making sure that we can cover the costs, especially because if we take time off from work, which most of us have to do, and that means we got to at least try and cover a little bit so we can afford to be there. But with what we have planned for next year, that may change. We are trying to get to a point where we can do this and do nothing but travel all the time, be on the road, bringing you guys the best pool, best action, everything that's out there, and hopefully have a great time and just manage to pay the bills off of that. And part of what happens there to help us do that is our advertisers. You can see those are a couple at the bottom of the screen. Prevail Handcrafted Cues, that's Jerry Pepin. Bob Danielson Cues. Bob makes fantastic shaft and some beautiful cues. Spark, the gentleman that owns that, is an accountant, does taxes, fantastic at what he does. I may have to have a chat with him as well myself. And MCI is a construction company doing roofing, siding, fascia. We appreciate them supporting us, and hopefully they're getting something out of it. That is local to Calgary, MCI, and so is Spark. But Jerry will do business sending you cues down to the States if you order something. And Bob Danielson is in the States. Fantastic, fantastic product. I will be playing with one of his shafts here fairly soon, probably for the next couple of months. Ben will be playing with one. And Stephen Hollem might be as well. And they really are fantastic shafts, guys. It's a laminated shaft, low deflection. But you can still spin the ball enough with it, and it feels like a solid one-piece shaft. So it's got a fantastic feel, touch, and hit to it. Love that shaft. Well, Ted, we all shoot pretty sporty. We can all get out. I'd say there's probably 20 to 25 people here in Calgary that could actually, and including myself, but not really showing it right now because I can't, but could actually make it at pro level. The problem is that Canada doesn't really have the same pool scene as as down in the States as far as the numbers go. So I spent a couple of years on the road down there, you know, almost 6 months at a time. As a Canadian, I can't just move down there and stay down there, so it's basically timed, and it's expensive on the road, but I love doing it. Absolutely love doing it. And we try to make it down to at least one of the events every year. Personally, I should be at the BCAPL in July. If all goes well, I should be there working at the Viking booth. So if you happen to be there at the BCA, stop by and see me. If I'm well enough, I'll be playing in the challenge events. I will not be playing the U.S. Open 8-ball and 10-ball this year. Nice shot by Michelle. She had the ball in hand and utilizes it to the fullest there. Making the ball, breaking things out. Your phone went off too. Light.
I have one this time. Thanks.
So she's looking to shoot in the combination here. 10 on to the 12. And on the other table, Bob's having to think about stuff by the look of it. Hey, Mike. So once the painkillers and the muscle relaxants kick in, I'll try again if you want. We'll see. Okay. Just. It hurts all the time anyway. I don't know. I mean, you know, I can't see it being a bad thing stretching it out. It's just I think maybe I just did it, overdid it a little bit, you know. Oh yeah, you bet. And I'm trying because I want to be fit for. I'm supposed to be working the Viking booth down in July, which means demoing products, being on the table. So. Oh no, because I mean. Oh yeah, yeah. I'd be fine now. I mean, you know, I can occasionally run a rack and stuff like that, but it's just I'm playing twice as fast as I normally do. You know, it's just because I can't stay down. That's the thing that I'm hoping doesn't bother me, is when I get back to playing that I can get out of the mindset of rushing things. You know, so. So on this right table here, looks like Bob is kicking at this 7-ball that's on the rail. No, it is a 4. That's a good effort. Really good effort. And there's a lot of work there on stripes. Yeah, Sean, that's I don't know. It's basically chronic condition. It's my neck. It's just that the pain is a referral pain and numbness into my arms. So, especially my left arm, which of course I can stretch it out, no problem. There isn't pain on that. But as soon as I tilt my neck back, everything tightens up, and I get shooting pains all the way down, numbness, burning, stuff like that. And it's all because of my the disc, or not the disc, but the vertebrae in my neck. They've started to grow into kind of weird shapes because the muscles are not there letting them, and now everything's gotten really tight. Pinched nerves and pinched muscles, lots of inflammation. And I'm trying to do what I can to get healthy before having to say, yes, we can cut me open and fix it. Because I believe the neck surgery would involve opening up and then shaving the bone down on both sides. And then we'd have to find out what type of degradation is there on the discs as well. And this is all because of years of playing pool. It's been well over 20, but I'm not going to tell you guys how many over 20. I will, Kyle, thank you. Yeah, Patrick, I am going for chiropractic massage, and physio. Yeah, Greg, I hope the pain's not too bad. I know that fusing will take care of the problem a lot of times, but... Are we keeping score at all here? It's just on one sheet? Okay. Well, I wish I could do that, Wayne, but unfortunately my my insurance will not cover me to go down and do that type of stuff. It'd be fantastic to go and see somewhere there like that. Yep. I do remember, Greg. I think we talked about that at the Sunday tournament. Was it last weekend? Where we were streaming from the Hidden Spot on Mother's Day. Yeah, that's the worst thing about it, isn't it, Greg? At least for me it is. Getting up on the table and knowing what you can do and then just not being able to do it is the worst, you know? Even when I have played, I'd say, you know, I can think of... if I played for an entire day or an entire tournament, I can think of maybe one or two balls that I might have missed by a legitimate miss, but for me, all the other misses are just related to the problems, because I can't stay down long enough to have a natural rhythm. I can't sight the ball the same way. Can't tense up to clamp down with my arm on my fingers on the shaft for certain shots. And it's tough. Yeah, unfortunately, Patrick, it's a big misconception about how healthcare works here in Canada. Most provinces here do have a provincial healthcare system. So, for example, Alberta does as well. So if you have to go to the hospital, you will be looked after. And that's paid for out of the taxes that we all pay. So it's not really free because you're paying tax and tax gets allocated to it. So it comes off of your income tax and goes towards it. You don't really see that, but that's what it's funded through. That's the state care. But drug coverage, prescription drug coverage, chiropractic, for example, physiotherapy, massage therapy, acupuncture, stuff like that. Anything cosmetic, of course, certain dental procedures, anything that's not 100% necessary that that you need a separate plan for. And it looks like we have a camera freeze here on the screen, guys. So give me just a second, guys. You guys are probably going to see a question mark come up here on the screen for a minute.